1 portal, but also the 11th of January.
Hey.
Hey everybody, welcome to the New Moon Chill Space with the Sacred Light Kingdom. That is one way to bring it in. Oh man, tonight we're here with Marcus, Sara, Kat, and LunarQueen. We're going to be talking about the Capricorn energies. We're also going to be talking about some Egyptian astrology and other things. But first, we do have an activity. Well, Kat has prepared a beautiful activity for us. So if you guys want to go back to the Facebook event page, there is a PDF page for you guys to print out if y'all are interested in going ahead and doing it now. You still have some time before we get to the activity.
Yeah, I'm still working on mine as we speak. I'm creating while we're chatting.
So if you wanted to go gather those, and we will show those up on the screen in just a few minutes. Also, before this begins, you might want to grab a few of these crystals. So we have garnet, any type of moonstone. You can grab rainbow moonstone, some blue apatite. You may also want to bring some labradorite or anything that you might feel called to have in the space with us. All right, so the flow of tonight, we're going to have some Egyptian astrology from the book with Marcus, and he's also going to lead us in an obsidian mirror practice. And then Sara is going to chat about some of her herbs that she recommends of the moon cycle. And then we're going to have journal guidance and a creative art journal activity with Kat. And then we're going to have a closing oracle pull with, I think all of us are just going to kind of pull an oracle of the energy and just kind of like go from all of our decks and just see what energies want to come through for tonight.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I wanted to say something real quick, Ally, about the herbs. I'm going to be mentioning a few herbs tonight, and don't feel like you need to have them right now. If you do, cool. If not, cool. The reason why I say that is because you could always use them with intention later on throughout the week or the coming days. You know, so if you have something in mind that you want to bring to your life or to fruition, then you could always utilize these herbs during that process. And that doesn't have to be just tonight. So just wanted to add that.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, I'm excited to hear what herbs we should use for this new moon event and for the next coming weeks. So you guys, if y'all have been here before, you know that I love to read from this book and share the energies that Monica Anna wrote about. It's pretty cool. I feel like it's relatively accurate. So for Capricorn, Capricorn is a cardinal sign. It's an earth sign. Its planetary ruler is Saturn, which can be really, really serious. So our goal tonight is kind of to like help us loosen up and relax in this energy. And that's why we have the activity to make it a little bit more fun than how serious Capricorns can be. So Capricorns, they do bring us the energy we need to develop an application of our Sagittarian dream. So if you think of the zodiac signs as like the hero's journey, beginning at Aries, ending at Pisces, that's how she references it in this book. Okay, so it's in Capricorn that we ask ourselves how to achieve what we dreamed of. This sign expects discipline and commitment to our vision. Thanks to the earth element that grounds it, we can be very practical about setting up goals, step-by-step processes, and deadlines to make those fiery aspirations a reality. Ooh. Intense ringing in my left ear just now. Ooh. Capricorn is like the coach that pushes us past our limits, forces us to commit, and encourages practice to achieve mastery so that we can reach our goals. It brings maturity and a sense of responsibility to every project. In this sign, we encounter authority. Here we ask ourselves if we can conform to societal norms or if we clash with law and the establishment. Ooh. Do you fit in the box or do you go against the box? Capricorn also teaches us about our own boundaries and internal authority. When we master a subject, whether it's meditation, cooking, or quantum physics, we become an expert in that field. I'm sorry, guys, I can't talk tonight. We become an expert in that field and gain credibility based on the knowledge we built through hard work. This sign challenges us to build our own support structures. So their motto is I master. Their polarity is negative, receptive, and feminine. Some key words about Capricorn are authority, mastery, structure, society, reality, parental figure, accomplishment, tradition, discipline, maturity, boundaries, man-made law, commitment, and responsibility. So when you take this energy and mix it with the new moon, like the new moon is like for planting seeds or going within or just kind of like seeing what's there to uncover. So when you integrate those, you get, it starts a cycle in which we can explore our commitments. What does it mean to have framework in life, and where does yours come from? Did you build your structure on the traditions of your ancestors, family, or culture? Or did you create framework out of your own hard work and commitment? Or because you chose to cut out a sense of responsibility? Okay. Oh, because you chose out of responsibility, not cut out your responsibilities. Capricorns probably won't cut out their responsibilities. Very well, at least the energy won't. This is a cycle when we can explore the meaning of authority, both in a personal sense as well as the form of employers, governmental structures, or religious jurisdictions. We can also begin new commitments and master a subject that we would love to become an expert in. Yeah, so if you guys didn't get it from that, Capricorns love to know what's going on. They love to know about the government, society. They also like to master anything that they endure on. Endure on. So even if you're not a Capricorn, we all have Capricorn somewhere in our chart, so you can look to see like what house that's in. But you can also tap into the energies in times like this. So like if you're going through a moment right now and you're like, maybe I'm not being as responsible as I should be, since it's the new moon, you can kind of reflect on that and tap into the energy of Capricorn and say, okay, let me work with this energy in my favor and bring it out of myself. So that's how you can use it even if you don't have big placements in Capricorn.
I love that.
Yeah, my rising. Oh, I think you're on mute, Kat.
Okay. I feel like we're going through a collective like terms and agreement reset. Like, what are we agreeing to in our surroundings? What are we agreeing to, and how do they stand against what we want? Like, what are we agreeing to, and how does that coincide with who we are, who we're becoming? So we're getting like a revamp of, do I agree to this? Do I want this in my reality? Do I want this in my reality? And we're kind of going through a review, like a collective review, as we enter this new era, this new one year. I feel like we're all getting a reevaluation of what do we really want, and how will that nurture who we're becoming.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I agree too.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
I think it's really the way I view Capricorn energy is slow and steady wins the race. It's foundations. It's having strong foundations, because you can't build a mansion or a castle without a strong foundation, right? So I think just tapping into that idea and that energy of Capricorn is really great for especially the first full moon of the year, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tapped into an energy earlier today. I hopped on live, and one of the things that came up was like to make sure that you're not like expecting things to happen tomorrow. Like just because you have a plan and you don't see it happen tomorrow, not to get discouraged, because it is
Yes.
about the journey. Because if everything happened the next day after we planned it, what would existence be? We would be bored all the time. Like if we had every single thing without that journey in between. So I think that's a good comparison to the Capricorn energy as well.
Yeah, it's like it's planting those seeds, planting those initial seeds, tilling the ground, and then planting the seeds of what you want to become. So you have to like make sure you're standing on, like you said, that solid foundation, and the ground that you're building on is a sturdy ground to begin with.
Ooh,
Yeah.
energy. Nice.
Yeah, almost like tilling the ground, as you say, or like pulling the weeds from the garden. Okay, so taking a look at everything and saying, I don't want this, I don't want that, this is in the way, this is overgrown, this is undergrown, this is
holding
whatever,
me
you know?
back.
Yeah.
This is overgrowing. This is taking over the garden. This got to, like this isn't,
Yeah.
this isn't feeding. This isn't nurturing. This isn't what we need.
And I love it because I'm earth sign as well, and so it's an earth sign, and so I like that analogy with the garden. That's cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's my rising sign actually. Sometimes it drives me crazy, but we're hanging in here. I'm always reanalyzing everything I have going on.
I feel you with that. My rising is a Libra, so yes.
Yeah.
All day. Well,
Oh, you're probably always like, you know what? No, this is better. Yeah, this is better. You're probably always looking
hold
for
on.
like
Oh no, wait, hold
the
on.
best option.
Yes. Option number 27. Okay.
Oh, my rising is Scorpio.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
That's mysterious. You never know what's going on with them.
That's my midheaven. The
Yeah,
Scorpio. Wow. Yeah, my big three are all earth signs.
Mm.
that's a lot of earth energy. Mm.
Oh, wow. All Earth.
And then I have a stellium and Taurus, so very super earth.
Super Earth.
Just plant me with the trees, guys. I'll be
Super.
happy here.
Right? The triple maiden.
When the intro was playing, I was like, I look like a cartoon character because I always put this sweater on before our moon events. They're like, did Ally change at all since the last one?
That's funny.
It's your comfort sweater. I
It
have a comfort
is.
sweater. I get it.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
It's
And then
the
it has
special
the
edition.
Oh, with the hood. I love it.
and then it goes down further, so like, don't talk to me.
That's how you cloak when you're in public. Just
Right.
yes, a magical cloak.
That don't talk to me.
I'm so excited after this. I have a bonfire going in my backyard, so I'm going to go enjoy that after this is done.
Whoa! Talk about
Nice.
connecting with earth energy.
Bet
Earth
you-
energy, fire energy.
Yes.
It's a nice night.
Yeah.
Bet your chickens are loving that.
They're like, "Krr, krr, 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 krr."
What is the
Yeah.
weather there in Arizona?
Today it was 75. Tonight it's supposed to be 48 or so.
Ooh,
45.
that's a
That's a
big
drop.
change, right?
Yeah. Well, we love it. I love it this time of year because I can save money. So like during the summer is big, huge AC bills, of
Probably.
course, you know.
It's probably a break
It's
for you
great.
guys.
I love it.
Arizona seems so beautiful. Like you guys have pretty mild winters, huh?
That's the whole reason we live here.
You always keep a glow year round, Sarah. You're always glowing all year from the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it. Man, you know, seriously, I had a big reality check when I did like a road trip. I think it was a year ago or whatever. Anyway, you know, it was like we flew up to North Dakota, okay, and then Adam met me in North Dakota from Wisconsin, and so we hung out there and we came home. We went through Minnesota and Wisconsin, and then what's right below it? Illinois, is it? Yeah, I think. No, it's next to it. I don't know. Anyway, we went down and then went over through Texas and New Mexico and stuff. And it was like when we got like right into New Mexico, it was like, oh, the sun arrived. Like, oh,
Right.
we're back. Yes, hello, we're here again. Yes. So I had a reality check. Like sun depletion is a real thing. It's sad. It's
Oh, man.
seasonal. What is it? Seasonal affective disorder or whatever it's called. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not sure what that is, but yeah, it's a real thing where you lack vitamin D. There's no sun. You know, and
I think in our area is like that's kind of pro like in this area it's like because we don't get any sun. It's like all overcast, so it's like maybe 4 months out of the year we're getting sunshine. Like it feels like 4 months out of the year, 4 or 5.
well,
So I'm definitely looking for a warmer climate.
well, sister, it's beautiful here. I tell you.
It's
You
on
know,
my list of one of the places that is like in mind.
it's a beautiful place. Like, you know, I think it's one of the most beautiful places in the country, but that's because I'm partial to warmer weather too. So, you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, we got snow. I got snow right now. It's on top of the mountains and up north by Flagstaff and the Grand Canyon. And
Wow.
That's cool.
so just drive 3 hours north of here and you got snow all you want.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No.
Yeah. And then you can go, okay, I'm done. I'm too cold. I gotta go. Bye.
That one.
Right.
Yes.
I'll see you next weekend, okay?
Yes, indeed. I'm excited to see what this Egyptian astrology book says.
Yes.
Yeah.
To order one.
Speaking of real fast, since we're speaking about Arizona and Egyptians, did you guys know that there's an actual for real secret city in the Grand Canyon?
I heard and I've seen it remote viewing, but I'd love to see it in person.
Yeah, and so apparently I don't know, there was a commissioner a long time ago in the gold rush. I don't know, I think it was the early 1900s, and this guy, Kincaid, I think his name was, or something. He was, a prospector for gold or whatever, and he was just looking around, and he was in the Grand Canyon, I guess, and he found this cave, and he was with some people, I guess, and they went in, and lo and behold, there was like tons of Egyptian statues. There was tons of Buddhist statues, Hinduism statues, like several different religions, which is really bizarre. But there is a big, huge underground cavern, if you will, city, and it can hold up to 30,000 people.
Wow.
So that makes you wonder, because if you ever been to Arizona, hey, anyway, hey, if you ever been to Arizona, like right now, I can go out to my backyard and I can find little bitty tiny seashells all throughout my yard.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so it makes you wonder how long ago it was underwater or whatever, right? But
Right.
the point is that they're finding out new discoveries about the Colorado River and actually how, it connects to the Grand Canyon and everything else, So there's a big piece of this history we don't know about. That's my point. You know what I mean? Like, there could have been a lot of different things here. It could have been, there's hypothesis of, this being a really ancient, a very important place back in ancient history. I've heard rumors about pieces of Atlantis and whatever, and I don't know about that, but I'm just saying, like, there's something that we don't know about this section of the United States. I fully have a deep feeling about that. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's the whole thing as a whole, and things are like slowly coming to surface. Things are slowly coming because people want the truth, and people are seeking beyond what they're being told. They're looking beyond things and searching for themselves. Because when you talk about the ancient cities in the Grand Canyon, that's something I've been aware of as a child. Like, and then like coming to know, and then they release facts and like, oh yeah, that really was a thing. Like, and it's like, how do you know those things? But it's like, it's just so awesome. Like, all these things are coming. They're coming. The truth is unraveling, and it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it even brings up some, questions about pyramids and things. For example, there is a mountain right downtown here that's called Camelback Mountain. Okay, if you look at it up close, it's like wavy and whatever. But if you look at it from, let's say, 10 miles, because it's all flat, you can see, like, on the highway when you go from the 202 to the 60, I know you don't know, but let's say roughly 10 miles from here, and you can see it off in the distance, and it literally looks exactly like a pyramid from that distance. So it makes you wonder, was it stuff dumped over it to make it look like a mountain? Do you know what I mean?
There's more pyramids here in America than there are in ancient Egypt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, things have been, changed, altered. And I don't want to go conspiratorial. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of things that
we know. I can't wait for more of it to just keep coming to the surface.
Yeah.
It's an exciting time to be alive, really. Because it's like all your conspiracy theorist friends, you could be like, how did you know that? Like,
it's because the earth is whispering to us. Like, she wants us to recognize our DNA and her DNA. She is talking to us, and she's like, you are on this land. You know this because you're here. You ground your feet into this earth every single day. And that's why we know these things. That's why it resonates when we talk about ancient America.
Well, it's interesting because right by this Camelback Mountain I speak of, right, is another structure that looks like a mountain, okay, but it's obviously and clearly man-made because you can see the vent holes. Like, there's like a boulder, then underneath is open. And it's a military base. There's a parking lot right next to it. And you never see anybody walking around. They're just cars there. Like, what are they doing there? Right? You know what I mean? And it's a fact that you can see that there's a base there, and that's right next to that Camelback Mountain.
They have a lot
They're
of
both
bases
supposedly
like that.
just mountains, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but that isn't. My gut's like, that's not. There's something with that, you know.
You know,
Right.
yeah.
So
we're definitely
anyway,
connected
back
to
the new moon.
ancient civilization. Yeah,
Right.
they thrive still under layers of us, you know.
Yeah, it's a trip, man. Like, I think that the truth is stranger than fiction.
I agree.
Yeah. In an
Those
awesome way,
numbers.
of course. But, you know, like, something our wildest dreams couldn't make up. You know, like Star Trek just touches the surface. You know what I mean?
I grew up on Star Trek, and Star Trek, and Stargate SG-1. So
Yes.
like, my mind is like, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised.
Girl, we just got done watching all the episodes, or all the seasons, and now we've watched Atlantis, Continuum. There's several other Stargates at the end, you know. And now we're on to this new one. I forget the name of it. It's a Star Trek one. It's well, there's like a team something. I forget. Anyway, it's a new series that's got Star Trek.
Oh,
But
I might be interested in that, actually.
I'll send you a link.
Okay.
I'll put it in the comments too.
Yes.
All right. So tell us more about this new moon.
Yeah. So, how does Egyptian astrology work? Like, I've never really researched anything about it.
Good question.
Marcus?
So, with Egyptian astrology, Egyptian astrology, they basically parallel their archetypes with the Western astrology symbols. So basically, they have an archetype from their pantheon that represents a different planet or a different sign as well. So that's all they do, is they just parallel that. So they parallel their pantheon with the different planets, their attributes, their energies, etc. So this is the book right here for everybody. I'm actually just going to put myself on the full screen so everybody can check out this book. So it's Egyptian Shamanic Astrology, and it's by Linda Starwolf and Ruby Falconer, and they're pretty common pioneers of native and Egyptian shamanic lineages. Again, that's what it looks like.
That's pretty.
Oh.
Yes, I'm going to read out of it today. I'm going to read what is represented as Capricorn according to the Kemetic or the Egyptian pantheon. And I'm just going to read through this a little bit. And as we read through this, keep in mind too that it's also an opportunity for anybody to reflect, go into self-contemplation, as well as process and allow the subconscious to flow and to come to the surface as well. So keep in mind, we're in the new moon. The new moon represents basically planting the seeds, also self-analyzing, deep reflection, cleansing, purification for the next phases. And with that, you can also think about that as well, along with the pairing of this reading. So then, along with when I read out of this book to help you process your emotions and your own subconscious mind as well, I'm then going to invite you to grab a piece of obsidian. So if you have a piece of obsidian, feel free to grab your piece of obsidian. And we're going to be using that obsidian as a mirror. And throughout different cultures and throughout history, they have obsidian for different mirror purposes. It's been done for remote viewing. It's been done for going into the subconscious self. It has been done to project their self into other time spaces and to be able to also send energy to others. So there's many different reasons why people have used these black obsidian mirrors throughout time. And you might find round, flat ones. You might find small pieces that you can use. It really doesn't matter the shape or the size, because when you look into the obsidian, you can see that obsidian, due to the texture and compound, it is a natural mirror. And you can see that it mirrors back. So what we'll do is we will connect with that obsidian when it comes time, and we will gaze into the obsidian. And as we gaze into the obsidian, we are allowing ourselves to enter surrender. So we are going into our feminine practice. As we gaze into the obsidian, we're not going to be forcing any mental expectations, no mental for anything to be experienced through the obsidian, but we're just going to allow ourselves to sit, to observe, and to allow the obsidian to speak to us and what needs to come out in our subconscious. And then you might feel emotions begin to stir. You may feel old emotions rise. You may feel memories. You may feel mental attachments come up. These are all things from your subconscious that will come up on their own or organically, because they may be addressed tonight for you. So once we get to the point of gazing into the obsidian, I will then also lead us through some breath work as well. And that breath work will help us deepen the connection to the obsidian mirror. And that breath work will also help us move through any layers tonight, as well as bring any life force and oxygen to our wonderful being. So that's what this practice is going to look like. I'm going to read very briefly out of this book, The Shamanic Egyptian Astrology, about Capricorn. Allow that to help you process as you go into gazing into your black obsidian. And again, for anybody that could be just joining, feel free to grab a piece of black obsidian, and we're going to be using it as a mirror today. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and begin reading a little bit out of this book. And the figure is KHNUM. And that would be Kum in ancient Egypt, KHNUM, for anybody out there that would like to research that on their own. And Kum represents Capricorn. So we are in the new moon, and it is in Capricorn. So where I'm going to begin is in the symbolism of shamanic Egyptian astrology. Kum continually creates new forms so that we might have the means to proceed with our earthly task after each process of transformation and change. As we move through each death and rebirth experience, it is Kum who weaves the new DNA into our Ka body so that we can integrate and open to the demands of the change that is occurring, not only within, but upon our open to that which needs to be done here on earth. So I'm just going to kind of break down this a little bit to you guys and just explain a little bit what this is that came up. So number one is talking about Kum continually creating new forms that we might have the means to proceed with our earthly task after each process of transformation and change. So it's saying that this energy of Capricorn that we are working with currently with this new moon is helping give us the energy to be able to continue forward, to be able to create new avenues, and to be able to trailblaze with the wisdom and lessons that we've had in the past. So it's not about no longer going back to old ways. It's not about going back to an old job. It's about creating a new way and moving forward from where you are in the present. So yeah, you may have worked a certain job for a long time and you may feel like you have to go back to it. But what this Capricorn energy is, it's giving you the opportunity to think in a different way of how can I still enjoy my passion without putting myself into that type of job field? Is there a way that I can still live by my passion, but then also make it to where it's something like an independent business or something to serve, instead of going back to working underneath somebody else that I don't really resonate with and I don't align with their integrity and values of how they use my energy and how I work? So those are kind of things I can kind of think about when it comes to that kind of force of Capricorn, just being able to continuously transform and go forward, no matter what happens and no matter the situation. Then also it talks about Kum weaves the new DNA into our Ka body so that we can integrate and open to the demands of the change that is occurring. So it's also saying too that working with this energy is very supportive and helping you understand how to extract the lessons from your experiences instead of staying in contemplation or staying in attachment to the experience over and over, or the person involved in the experience. How can you extract and how can you take from the experience? For those that may not be aware, is integration is when you're able to take your experiences and that you're able to no longer stay attached to it, no longer feel it taking over your system, but you're able to continue forward with a new way of thinking. You're able to feel that what you experienced and what you went through was a divine experience that you're able to alchemize, change, and transmute. But it is up to us, with our own free will, to be able to choose that inside of ourselves. Am I going to alchemize this experience, or am I going to be a victim? Am I going to stay a victim and keep playing the story that I'm a victim? Or am I going to choose to take a real look in the mirror, see where I need to be responsible for my part, see where they're responsible for their part, be able to break it off energetically and continue forward and create a new life? Or if you've already created a new life, just continue forward in that new life and let go of the baggage. And that's what Capricorn really speaks to us as. I got 2 Capricorn females. I have a mother and sister that are Capricorns, so I'm very familiar with it. So then also too, so keep in mind too that part of integration and why it's important as well is, our physical body goes through all of these experiences. And as it goes through the experiences, the chemistry of our biofield changes through each experience. So with our biofield, or our morphogenic field, if you want to say, it goes through experiences and then it begins to, transform and alchemize. Then that means the physical body as well is going to be following that. So this is where, we call ascension symptoms and things like that come in. We start feeling our body beginning to change. Our diet begins to change. We can no longer consume certain things because our body rejects it. We can no longer be around certain individuals anymore or crowds of people because of the vibration they carry. And we also view things differently. We don't see ourselves the same, and we also don't view life the same. We're way more sensitive. We're way more enhanced and amplified and things of that nature. So those are the things that come with a lot more, of course, typically as we go through our DNA awakening and ascension process. And last thing too about the body is like a very, very intelligent being. And I think we've underestimated the intelligence of the body. The body is literally, it is the whole entire system that communicates to us about our physical reality. And not just that, but it's literally transforming and alchemizing every moment. I mean, it's a very fascinating thing that we have here. And the number one fact about it is that it can auto-heal and it self-regenerates. So the last thing I want to bring up here with this is, where do we maybe need to step out of our own way? Are we perhaps not supporting our body in the ways that we know we should? Are we still drinking those same things that we're not supposed to be drinking? Are we still eating those same things that we keep telling ourselves we're not supposed to be eating? Are we procrastinating on the exercise? Are we stretching our body? Are we moving our body? Or are we staying in the astral? Or are we staying in the mind? Or are we staying in the emotions and not in the physical? Things to think about, because in order to manifest properly, we have to be grounded in the physical. If we can't be grounded in the physical, it's going to be hard to have a foundation for these vortexes and these codes to be able to integrate into the material. Integration is, say, taking the light and taking the spirit and being able to integrate it into your human and your lower self. And that's what enlightenment is, and becoming more wiser is accessing more of your higher self through your lessons and through your experiences, seeing it from the observer's standpoint, and also knowing that you are the one that created this character to go through these experiences on the earth. So again, the last part with that is just where do we need to get out of the way of our own self? Especially if we really know these things, are we just continuing to allow a pattern to happen? Or are we self-sabotaging ourselves, holding our own self back because right time yet, or maybe we're not healed enough to do something? Well, I can tell you what, typically if you're procrastinating and you're even talking about these things to yourself, then that's usually your sign that, yeah, you are supposed to take this step. Or else you probably wouldn't even focus on it or talk about it. So just think about that and like, why is this even coming up right now? It must be a sign, you know?
Do you mind if I add something to that right quick?
Yeah, go for it.
So earlier today, I had a channeling that's very similar to what you're explaining right now. And it was based on like allowing a door to close and waiting on the next one to open. So what they showed me was like a door in a room. And when the door closed, the room started filling up with water. And I asked the person, I was like, well, it wasn't a person, it was a collective reading. I asked them, I was like, are you going to stand there and wait on the door that closed to reopen? And if you are, how high are you going to let the water get before you start searching for your next door, for your next chapter? And that's what they showed me, like in the same relation to what you're explaining right now, is like, when do you, pick yourself up out of that situation that you just left, the door that just closed, and go on to the next one, and instead of staying in the in-between.
I think, may I add something as well?
Go ahead.
So I think on my own journey, I could see that reflecting back to me by. So I think on my own journey, I could see that reflecting back to me by. Okay. Take two. All right, there we go. No echo now. Cool, perfect. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. Basically, what I was going to say was, you know how you were saying, Marcus, are we standing in our own way? Yeah, I think myself and my partner both could resonate with that as far as we're doing too much. I have too many things on the burner. I'm getting in my own way. I'm not giving myself enough time to do anything really except for little bits and pieces of everything, right? And so I wanted to share that and say that out loud because I want to see maybe if someone resonates with that, hey, like that's how I'm feeling right now. Like, okay, I'm taking this Capricorn energy and going through my proverbial garden and I'm seeing what's no longer needed for me and what is taking up too much of my time and what I should focus on better versus the other. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm glad you said all that stuff because that really reinforced what I was feeling. And yeah, I think I might be in my own way a little bit. Inadvertently, of course, but
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Sarah. And this actually is a great time to kind of segue us into our obsidian mirror working, where we can really take this reflection and go into our reflection with ourselves. Kat, did you have something to share? You're on mute.
I was referring back to kind of what Ally was saying and like what you were saying and also what Sarah was saying. Like that it's like the contract review of what really is nurturing us, what are we really allowing to stay. And when you were talking, Ally, I got this feeling like a panic room. Like, are we going to make fear-based decisions? Are we going to move before it's too late? Are we going to like scramble and make fear-based decisions? Or are we going to have that solid foundation where we've planned and we're ready for it when it comes? So like that's kind of what I got from writing off of the room filling with water gave me like that panic room. Are we going to move off of fear and are we going to be ready, calm, and we can make decisions with a clear mind and a clear with set working with flow?
Yeah, and I meant to mention also that the water, it came through as a channel, so I was kind of like summarizing it, but the water actually represented time. And that just came back to me. So like the time, so how long are you going to allow the water to rise? That's the water being time. Are you going to wait till the time gets here and you've wasted, well, not wasted, but you've waited so long for an old door to reopen that closed on you? instead of refocusing your attention onto the next chapters that can come, or finding another way out of that space. So it's just like, the way it came to me was a vision, and the context was like, somebody, the way it came out was the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Swords are kind of like facing each other. Like you're in between, you're closing out that Ten of Swords chapter and getting ready to go into the Ten of Cups chapter. And then they showed me like somebody closing a door, and then like, okay, that was the door where the pain was. Okay, so I'm just going to wait right here for the next door to open, but then the time starts running and then the water starts filling up. So are you going to allow yourself to pick yourself up and look for the way to pull yourself out of it? Or are you just going to let the water, the time fill up on you while you're dwelling in that energy from the past, that Ten of Swords energy that you are still looking at and waiting on that to open back up? I really wouldn't say waiting on it to open back up, but it's the observance of it, like the observance of like that chapter you just came from. How long are you going to allow that chapter to have your attention before you refocus your attention and try to get yourself into a new chapter?
Yeah.
And I could see that turning into a panic room
said.
as well, because like instead of rooting yourself in fear, you want to use your, this Capricorn energy and be more practical with your decisions as well.
I also feel like a lot about with what Marcus was saying, like our auric field catching up with our body catching up with our auric field, because we have all these things coming in, and it's like there's that space and time where you're waiting to become this version of who you're becoming, but I feel like that's where we're kind of, all of this intersects, is making that base work so that you're ready for when that does catch up. You're ready. You're already thinking in that mindset. You're already setting things up to be ready for when it comes. And then you're ready when everything catches, so that you're right on track when everything snaps back into place. You're just ready. You're ready to go. So like it all kind of.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. That's all conditioning for us.
Yes.
I love your cut of black obsidian.
Oh, yes. This is a mirror. It's an obsidian mirror.
It's perfect.
Oh,
yeah, that's
wow.
perfect.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I'm ready. I'm ready to face the reflections and what's ready to come to the surface.
Sounds good. All right. So yeah, everybody just grab your pen if you have it. If you don't have obsidian, you could also use labradorite as well. Labradorite's a pretty good stone for going into your subconscious as well. So you can use labradorite or obsidian, whichever you prefer. And I'm going to guide us through a little bit of just conscious, deep breath work to go with the gazing as well. And all that we're doing is we're just allowing ourselves to gaze into our black obsidian. And as we gaze into it, we're just going to allow ourselves to be open and surrendered, to just receive and be receptive of the frequencies and any telepathic messages that reflect through gazing into the obsidian. Now, this can also trigger and pull out any stored emotions. It can also reawaken memories, and it can also give us dream visions as well. So just allow yourself to be present with what comes up. No judgment, giving yourself grace for whatever it may be. And just remembering your breath, the process. And remember that the breath is enter, and it will always be there to support. So everyone go ahead and grab your obsidian. Get yourself ready to focus. And you may begin to let go of focusing on the live, let go of focusing on other people, let go of focusing on anything outside of you in this moment. And just really give yourself this moment in time to self-reflect with your own subconscious within the obsidian or labradorite. So as you gaze into it, just allow yourself to be patient. Just try to be grounded with it. And just use the breath as needed. And remember too that also it's a great opportunity to also set intentions and to project those intentions as well. So we'll go ahead and guide us through our first breath. And we're just going to take a nice, deep, conscious breath in through our nose. And take a nice exhale. Taking another deep breath in through the nose. And as we breathe this breath, we are present and feeling ourself as the breath going into our body. So as we take our breaths, we envision ourselves as the breath that is coming into our body. And then envisioning our breath as a stream of our higher self. So as we breathe, we're no longer just breathing in a breath. We are breathing in our own essence that we transformed into a breath stream to be able to process through our own body that we created. And now as we sit with this cycle and sit with this presence and awareness, we draw to the remembrance that we are the manifester that conducts and orchestrates this energy. Dissolving away separation, boxes, and again, just being honest with ourselves in this moment. Just being honest, is there anywhere we need to forgive? Is there any soften? Is there anywhere that we could exert ourselves? All right, now our final focus with this obsidian piece is I invite you to now take a moment to connect with your past self. This past self can be any age that naturally comes up to you. As you connect with this past self, I would now like for you to then connect to the future you that you envision yourself becoming on this path that you are on. And as you envision these two different aspects, these two different timeline figures of yourself, just take a moment to mentally feel the interdimensional connection and that they already exist together. And then draw those two into you in this current physical state as the center of that past and future self. And then take a moment to gaze into your obsidian with this perspective of self. And whatever that may be for you in this moment, may we allow our intuition to speak and to guide us from here as we continue forward. So with that, go ahead and take any final breaths that you would like to take and allow yourself to consciously begin to disconnect from the obsidian. And we will continue forward. And thank you guys. One love. I'll hand it back to Ally. And I believe Sarah's going to share some herbs with us as well. And then Kat right after that. Kat right after that. Look at that. Bat.
Okay, bars. Yeah. Thank you, Marcus. So I opened my eyes and it says 10:10. I think it's 11:11 on the East Coast now. I opened my eyes, it said 10:10, and we in the corner it says we're on live for an hour and 1 minute. So it's 10:10 101. So it was like 101 101. So
Wow.
that was very nice. Yeah, thank you for that. Kat, I think you're muted still. Did you guys want to share anything from that? I know that was like kind of personal, so it's okay if not. Yeah, 11:11.
I'll share something. So I noticed when I viewed myself, excuse me, my past timeline, I immediately felt a constriction of my airways, and like I felt like my stomach was holding itself and like bracing myself, you know. And then I noticed my body language when I viewed my future self was more like uplifting and like receptive versus closed off, you know. So
Yeah.
I need to make sure I sent a lot of forgiveness and myself and love to myself, and surrounded that feeling in that part of my body with pink and with white.
Ooh.
So that was really interesting, you know.
Yeah. And I feel like this was really energizing. Do y'all feel energized from it?
I
No?
don't know if it's that or the sage I've been smelling for half an hour. No, I'm kidding.
Right.
I'm like, woo! Yeah.
That was very beautiful.
I feel energized.
Yeah. I visited my younger
Yeah, I feel like
teenage
it's a really good
self.
way
It
to
was
kind of
very
like
I feel energized.
wake up some like really dormant parts of yourself.
I visited my younger
Yeah, I feel like it's a really
teenage
good way to
self.
kind of like
I feel energized.
Oh,
Thank you. Yeah, I also really like the way you guided that meditation, because like that is like an aspect that is a really good one to integrate together, like the past and the future version of yourself. I feel like that's a really, really good guided meditation.
It connects everything that like everything is connected, like what we're talking about, and it's really beautiful because we're talking about like that lag and catching up with your auric self, and starting with a solid foundation, and what do you want to grow. And man, I was my teenage self in the room smoking weed, like a smoky room, baggy jeans, listening to rock music. And I was like, come on,
Yes.
kid, you're coming with me.
Let's go
No,
get those manifestations.
I think it's awesome that you can really like time jump anytime you really want to by just visiting those thoughts and those feelings at that time. You can always like go in those spaces. It's really powerful.
Did anybody see like them standing inside one of their manifestations? Like when you grabbed your future self, like you were already there and you went and grabbed yourself from that and you're like, hey, come on, let's meet up right quick. That's how it looks for me. And guys, oh my god, that manifestation, oh my goodness. I'm already grateful and it's not even here. So I'm feeling a lot of gratitude and energy right now for sure.
Yes. We're just embodying it. We're there already. We just gotta, embody that.
Yeah. What I want wants me.
Yes.
So Sarah, do you have some herbs for us?
Yes, I do. I have a little thing I have.
So Sarah, did you have some herbs for us?
Yes, I do. I have a little thing I have.
So I think the echoes are so funny. I don't know. It's like we all pause to listen to what's about to play back.
Yes, I do have a little thing I've written up here, and I have some examples to show, and some things to talk about here. So I guess without any further ado, this is the herbal segment. And so with that, this first new moon of 2026 is something different. We're stepping into a moment of quiet intention setting with this Capricorn energy. This isn't about rushing into goals or pushing visions into form. It's about beginning the year differently. Tonight, we're using this new moon as a grounded starting point to gently usher in your visions and new goals to 2026, with an emphasis on support, sustainability, and creating foundations that your body and nervous system can actually hold. And I'm so happy that we talked about the things we did earlier as far as using the analogy of the garden, because that's exactly what I mean when I say emphasis on support, sustainability, and creating foundations that your body and nervous system can actually hold. Before we move into any rituals or intentions to do so, we want to talk about different herbs, not as something dramatic or performative, but as steady allies. So as you set your goals and your mind on what you choose to achieve by using this new moon energy, what you could do is you could use your herbs as your ally. In other words, you could have a tea, you could have a little bit of a tincture. You can use it to give yourself endurance and Capricorn strength and steadfastness throughout your mission of obtaining your goal, So herbs work quietly. They support the nervous system, the body, and the subtle layers all at once. And that's very aligned with this Capricorn new moon energy, which isn't about fast change, but about slow, sustainable support. The herbs we're sharing tonight are grounded, mineral-rich, and stabilizing. They're especially helpful if you've been in survival mode, overworking, or carrying more responsible than is truly yours. You don't need all of these herbs, and you don't need to do this perfectly either. Even choosing just one of these herbs and working with it intentionally is enough. It's all about support, not effort. So as you listen to my descriptions here, notice which herb your body responds to. That's usually the one that's most aligned for you right now. In other words, your intuition will probably tell you, oh, that's the one you should try. So just trust that, and go with it. Anyway, you can't really make a wrong decision when it comes to herbs, I guess. They're all beautiful for their own reason, but okay, so we have a few that I've got listed here, and we'll start with Tulsi or holy basil. It's an adaptogenic herb that helps release mental pressure. It calms the nervous system and realigns you with purpose and heart-centered clarity. There's a lot of different ways you can get this holy basil or Tulsi. You can, of course, go to an herb shop. You could go to mountainroseherbs.com or some type of web service, or you could even just go to the grocery store. A brand like this called Yogi, for example, it's the Sweet Lemon Everyday Immune, has holy basil, lemongrass, and lemon. And so what you would do is you would get up upon rising and make yourself a cup of tea or have a cup of tea to relax. Or when you decide to dive into your goal, have a cup of tea to accompany with you. That's what I mean by having an herbal ally. It's something that can help support you energetically and intentionally, and of course physically as well too, right? But so it can look like this, or it could even look at like something from an herbal shop. It's up to you. The next one we'll talk about is ashwagandha, and that's really a great herb as well that I, matter of fact, started my day off with today. And that was from the grocery store selection as well. It looked like this. It was called Blueberry Sage Stress Relief. And it has blueberry sage and ashwagandha in it. So it was really nice. It was very good tasting. Ashwagandha supports your adrenal recovery, resilience, and long-term stamina. It's helpful for exhaustion caused by prolonged stress and survival living, or survival mode living, if you will. And I feel like that describes me pretty well. So I thought that would fit the bill perfectly. Next, we have oat straw, or milky oat. It's also been called. It's a very deeply nourishing, it's a nervine, and it's a nutritive nervine. It's ideal for empaths or overgivers who feel depleted or energetically frayed, or even for mamas who are constantly giving and forget to give to themselves. Maybe a cup of oat straw tea might be nice to help you relax at the end of the night, help your goals come forward going into this new year. The next one we have on the list is dandelion root. And you could, of course, again, go to the different stores we mentioned, or you can use something like this, which is a dandelion tea. And it's got root and leaf inside of it. Found at the grocery store. Dandelion has so many benefits. All of these do, but just for one for now, it's grounding and supportive for the liver and energetic detoxification. It assists in releasing old burdens and emotional weight held in the body. Basically, I would say it does that by cleaning out your liver and kidneys, because you'll learn that, and I've learned, that we hold our emotions inside of our bodies. And then sometimes they become diseases and, pains and aches and stuff like that. But as far as this dandelion goes, it's an amazing, they call it a weed, right? But it's really actually a very beneficial herb, which is very interesting. And it works by essentially cleaning out the burdens in your liver and kidneys and stuff like that. So, all right, next we have burdock root. And that's like a long, it's like a long root. You can actually eat them as well. They're good in like vegetarian soups and things like that. But it makes a nice medicine as well. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I don't know if you're able to see it because it's really small on mine too, but somebody's asking where they can find ashwagandha.
Oh, yeah. Well, you could always put into your browser where to buy ashwagandha near me. Or you could just put in the word ashwagandha, and then lots of different options will come up. Probably from Amazon would be my best bet for your response. I have an herbal shop a half of a mile north of me, so that's where I usually go. But if I happen to be in the grocery store, like for example, you could find that ashwagandha like this right here. I don't know if you have a store near you that's at a grocery store, and they sell this brand Yogi. But this one here is really nice. It's very calm and very mild, but it's very effective. I mean, it's not like gross, is what I'm saying. It's very tasty. And it's blueberry sage. And the ingredients say ashwagandha root, ashwagandha extract, and then it has like a small blend of lemongrass, sage, hibiscus, cardamom, stevia, and blueberry. And it's very good. A nice breakfast tea, actually. And so if you don't know where to get it, try this. And if you're more daring and more courageous, go to the website. Maybe try Amazon, but just look for keywords like pure, organic, natural, things like that. Don't look for the best deal. Look for the quality, the best quality.
They also have supplements that contain ashwagandha, like you can take like a daily vitamin, and tinctures as well that are very helpful.
Sure do. Good point.
They
Yeah,
have
good idea.
gummies on Amazon that I love. I have PCOS, so I take it 2,500 milligrams, and it's perfect for that too. And those are on Amazon. And the only thing that it has in it that people might not like is it does have a bit of sugar, but it's a gummy, but it's vegan completely.
Those are the good ones.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. The nice gummy ones, the soft ones.
Yeah,
All
the
right,
soft ones for sure.
Yeah, I don't like those really tough ones. Burdock root. It's a long-term cleansing herb that supports blood, skin, and deep-rooted energetic clearing. Excellent for slow, steady renewal. Like if you are, say you're immune compromised or you're constantly having swelling or inflammation or something that's ongoing, but you're in the works of getting it fixed, you may look into getting some burdock root. I have some in the other room. It's a tincture form. I gave this to my son after he got out of the hospital when he almost had an appendicitis burst on his appendix. And so it helped him because it helps with bile production and it helps rebalance that type of system. Like I'm not a doctor. I don't know exactly what it does, but it helps with your bile and your liver and getting your bacteria back in check, So anyway, that's a nice one. Nettle, stinging nettle. You might have come across it in the yard or something and bumped up against it and be like, oh, because it does sting you, But it's actually very beneficial. It's mineral rich, it's strengthening. It's really great for allergies, for example. It supports bones, boundaries, and vitality while helping to correct patterns of overgiving or overthinking. So, that's really interesting that it does all that, but also helps you set boundaries and helps your vitality while holding to correct patterns of overgiving. It's very interesting. A lot of herbs have multi-functions to them. I find that so fascinating. And matter of fact, a lot of herbs have a lot of different magical properties as well, which is also very interesting. But anyway, nettle. They do have brands like this traditional medicinals brand or this yogi brand. I know I've seen them in the store that have this nettle in them. And usually it's like a allergy formula or something like that. So if you feel like that's speaking to you about correcting the patterns of overgiving, definitely look into some nettle, Second to last on the list here, we have lavender. And I think most people know lavender. I happen to have a bunch of fresh grown lavender here from Wisconsin. And from the old school farmstead. But there we go. Smells very nice. I've used most of this bottle in medicine making, but I still have some more left. You can also find this in teas like the brands I've shown. It's super duper relaxing. It softens It softens rigidity, tension, and self-judgment. It brings calm and gentleness to Saturn heavy energy. So if you feel like everything is just chaotic and like you just need some calm gentleness, you might want to try some lavender tea before bed for a week or so. That might help you reset your vagus nerve and everything else. And then finally on the list, we have rose. And that is the highest frequency possible of an herb. I love rose. Roses have a very special significance to many of us. It opens the heart and it brings compassion, especially where emotions feel restricted, heavy, or armored. You know, if you're going through any trauma or healing from some emotional distress, you may want to look into having a rose tea or even lavender and rose tea. I love working with flowers in general, like lavender, rose, lilac, helichrysum, you know, chamomile is one of my favorite flowers to use. Yeah, anyway, if any of those spoke to you, look into the properties. Like, let's say you were listening to my list here just now and, oh, Tulsi sounded kind of cool to you. And kind of, you know, made you go, huh. Well, look into that. You know, look into the benefits, put into your browser on your computer or phone, holy basil health benefits, or, you know, uses for holy basil or ways to use holy basil. And then you can learn more about how to use that herb. I would suggest, if you're new to it, just taking like something like this. And it's always been said in herbal school, if you want to do it medicinal strength, you don't just use one bag for like 5 minutes. That's not quite strong enough. It'll give you a little bit of benefit, but if you want the real effect, they say actually, especially if you got really sick or something or ill, you'd want to use 3. That sounds like a lot, but you want it to be strong. So usually what I'll do is I'll use 2. Compromise.
My motto
And
with herbs is my motto with herbs is the bitter the better, because then you know you're getting that medicinal support.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, and using bitter herbs is kind of difficult, like the the dandelion or the burdock here listed. And so you definitely want to use something like a honey or agave syrup. You know, if you've got sugar issues, try agave syrup for sure. And if you don't have any sugar issues, try honey. But make sure to use a wooden spoon, because if you use a metal spoon, it deactivates the enzymes inside the honey. And honey, actually, propolis, honey, and royal jelly are all very medicinal in themselves. So you want to make sure you keep all those extra little bits inside there without, you know, don't use metal if you can. Use plastic if you have to, but don't use metal. So what you would do is this, you know, if one of those herbs spoke to you and you have, let's say you go through your proverbial garden and you weed everything out and you find and you see your goal, you see what you're going to grow, you see what you're going to water to help it, you know, start to grow, all these things, right? You could use some of these herbs we talked about tonight to help you, like, support you emotionally or physically, you know. If you feel like you're going through something and it's heavy, well, maybe go for a cup of lavender rose tea, you know, or something else, right? That's how you can use herbs for an ally. Don't go grab a drink of alcohol thinking you're going to help yourself. Grab an herbal tea instead. I know it sounds weird, but you'll be surprised how much it really helps you. And so you could either do that, or you could actually light a candle and you could sit, you know, and kind of put both your feet on the floor, kind of ground yourself like you would do for a basic meditation. And you could hold that herb, you know, in your hand. Let's say I have some lavender here and I could hold it and I could look at it. You could take 3 shallow breaths, releasing the weight from my shoulders into the earth, the weight from the stress or the frustration or the thought. Watch, you know, exhale through your breath and watch it, you know, like dissolve into the earth, okay? Do that 3 times. Name out loud or silently what you're releasing. whether that be overwork, pressure, obligation, or survival patterns, whatever it might be. Name it. And then repeat the mantra 3 times. I release what was built from survival. I keep only what was built from truth. I choose steady, soul-aligned growth. And then just sit quietly for a moment like we did earlier with the obsidian meditation. Resonate with what you're looking for. Feel that beautiful energy and that feeling in your heart. And hold that in your heart. Blow out that candle. And go make yourself a cup of that tea, of that herb that you had in your hand. And just trust that it's going to help you carry that energy with you for your goal, you know? That's how I would use the herbs for this new moon ritual.
Wow, those were some great tips, Sarah.
Thank
I
you.
know you mentioned
I
rose
thought they were
being
pretty
very
cool.
I like how you
Oh,
do
yeah.
like herbal allies. 'Cause
Here's
I
one
really
more.
do. Oh.
I forgot to show you. Sorry. Yeah, I want to show you this real quick. This is one they do sell in the store too that has rose. And it's called Stress Free. So you can pretty much find all of these herbs we talked about, sorry, Kat, at the grocery store or on Amazon or at herbal shops near you. Okay, thank you. Kat, what were you saying?
Oh no, I just really like the what you said, like herbal allies, because I'm very much into like herbal remedies and self remedies and self healing. And one of the biggest like herbal allies that I had is a tea I shared over at the retreat, which is called Pachamama tea, and it's very much about like connecting with the earth, and it helped me come through my addictions. It helped me come through alcoholism and like when I had to take tolerance breaks. So it was like one of my like go-tos for kind of soothing and replacing the other habits that I had, which kind of ties into what we're talking about, finding new habits, finding new things to implement, new things to nurture ourselves with. So it all kind of like just
taking those weeds out of our garden, eh?
Yeah, I heard that was really good too that you made up, Kat. That was really good.
It's a very beautiful tea, and it also helps with like astral travel. So I know you would like be interested with that. It helps with dream works, dream weaving, and astral travel. And not only does it connect you to the earth, but it connects you to above as well. So it's
that sounds
it
really
grounds
nice.
and helps you orally. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I know.
cool.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, Sarah, I love how you mentioned rose. So you could actually like make a tea and put it in your bath, right? Like, so it's called like a spiritual bath, you know. And I love to make like a bath with like rose petals and like pray over each one, and put it in the bath when like I'm feeling like down or I need a self-love ritual. Just something as simple as like 1 dozen roses could like change your whole month or week, you know, like do it like 3 times a week or however much you want to with your dozen roses. And then you can make poopery. I don't know how to call it, but you know what I'm talking about. Like when your roses dry out, like you can change, like as women, just like $15 for a dozen roses, like, or men as well. It's not gender specified, you know, you guys can do it too. But you know, like if you're feeling down or you just you need that influence, like you could just take 1 dozen roses, break a few off into a couple of baths, and then like let them dry out, and then you have air freshener for a month. You know, like you could do so many things with just rose water for your skincare, your shampoo. Like you can change like your whole month with just like 1 dozen roses.
What a beautiful practice of self-care. Buying yourself some roses, bringing those roses home, looking at them, evaluating them, seeing them like, I bought those for me. That's a form of love. Then keeping those roses and then turning them into a self-devotion bath and adding them into, like you said, each rose petal, putting intent and love. You can also do those with the other herbs, like speaking that intention and love into those herbs, and then putting them in a bath and just sitting in that and reflecting, let what come to the surface and reflect on all that. Like, just beautiful. That's like a whole ritual within itself. Like
Yeah,
buying yourself those roses and what you can do with that.
You know
right.
what I love to do? I love to take my
There are some
bath
rose
or my
oil
body.
amethyst that bath here too.
You know what I love to do? I love to take my. All right. So what I love to do, it's quick and easy, but just take some bath or some body lotion, right? And then I actually put like essential oils into it, like helichrysum or rose. I love rose. I have rose lotion in the other room right now. But it's amazing when you go take a shower and then you like make yourself smell like roses. It's like how it really is uplifting. And if
Yeah,
you're
it
feeling
is.
kind of low, man, go put some rose oil in your lotion and go take a shower and then like just like put that lotion on. Oh my gosh, you're gonna feel so much better. It's gonna uplift your energy so much. I love
It
doing
really
that kind of
opens up
stuff.
your heart chakra.
Yeah.
That smell of rose, it really like just opens up your heart space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my favorite
Poppy,
perfume.
rose. Mm-hmm.
My favorite perfume is La Perla, the original, and it smelled like it has like a bit of rose in it, not overpowering. Y'all know like that overpowering rose smell. It's like real rose, and like it's like a
Mm-hmm.
luxurious rose smell. And I mean, that's good quality stuff. I love my perfume. And so any day that I need like a little extra motivation, confidence, like I'll use my perfume that has that rose smell in it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Maybe
Have
we'll
you ever
talk
worked
about
with
that later.
helichrysum? Oh, sorry.
Can you say it again, please?
Helichrysum, the eternal flower.
Yes.
The
I
flower
can
of
show you. I have this beautiful bottle of helichrysum oil. Oh my gosh. I took it to one of my Reiki photo shoots and I gave it to all the girls and they were like, oh my gosh, it smells so good. Yeah. It's like literally meant the oil and the smell of it is literally known and renowned for uplifting the spirit.
Yeah.
It's also an aphrodisiac. Maybe we can move
Mm-hmm.
into that, like coming up into February space, since it's a space of like love and around that time, maybe like enchanting some oils, for self-love
Ooh.
and some self-love and self-care things.
Hey, I
That in
could make
there.
some herbal mocktails for everybody.
Oh,
Yeah, and during the full moon we can charge it up in that. I
mm-hmm.
think Marcus, did you come on and try to say something a minute ago? I don't remember.
You were saying about the herbal mocktails. I have a tea that's dedicated to the goddess of love as well. And it's called Aphrodite. And it
Nice.
invokes like love and self-love, love for yourself, compassion for others. And open up your heart space, very like focus on that. So maybe we can like bring some of that to the next upcoming cycle. Like the mocktails and enchanting oils and self-love and self-care.
Yeah, that would be so nice.
Nurturing that soil that we're growing these seeds in.
Yes. And then like with the full moon energy you can charge it up and like amplify it. Yeah.
I hate to do this, but I'll be right back momentarily. I just heard something in my backyard where this bonfire is going on. I'll be right back. Okay?
Okay.
I hate to do this, but I'll be right back.
Oh, look, she has a rose on her picture.
Nice.
I love that. Oh my god.
That's perfect.
So, a lot of self-care and nurturing that soil.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of like the next step of a lot of self-care and nurturing that soil.
Shirley.
I feel like that's kind of like the next step of a lot of self-care and nurturing that soil. It's sticking. That's
3 times. We heard it 3 times, so that's it.
Self-care, self-care, self-care. Maybe it's telling me that too. I need to listen to myself. Make sure I heard it.
I love this chakra strengthening chart. Kat, you're so talented. Did y'all see what Kat designed?
That's the Tree of Life art journal prompt. Oh, look at you, you're getting the colors going in there. I love it.
I did. I was doodling a bit.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
And then we also have the chakra strengthening chart.
Cool. What is that? A chakra what?
Strengthening chart.
The chakra strengthening chart.
Wow, that's cool.
So there's affirmations that go along with that, like areas where you can strengthen. You want me to get into kind of like the scripting the whole thing as a whole?
Yeah.
Okay,
Can we
so
print
we're
that
very
off
much
of
on
the?
this garden theme and growing our seeds that we're planting. So by starting, we're making a tree of life. And this is going to be our tree of life that's going to grow from this garden that we're going to first start off by prepping the ground, derooting the things that we no longer need, the things that aren't nurturing us anymore, the things that are holding us back. Like for me, the seeds that I want to plant kind of reflect on the roots that I'm pulling back or the overgrowth that I'm pulling back. I want to focus on a growth mindset. So down here, I did a growth mindset. So in my mind, I'm trying to strip away the deep rooted needs to be right. The needs to be right or prove myself to be right. I don't have to prove myself. I already am. Growth mindset as in like duality in everything. There's more than one side of things. And I don't, like I said, the need to be right. I don't know like where that is in my chart, but I feel like I have this deep rooted thing that I need to be right. So I'm trying to like strip that away some and just focus on the duality of things and both things can be right at the same time. I don't, there's no need, there's no reward. There's no gold sticker for always being right.
There's not?
So
No, I'm just kidding.
this ego is, part of the ego that kind of I have to work on. And I realized that and I reflected on that. And that's something that also came up with like the reflection and my reflection meditation. So like these all things come together. I asked for powerful protection over myself. So if I want to do that, I have to take the steps on my behalf to make sure that I'm powerfully protected by eating well. Eating well, it affects my energy source. Cleaning my space, getting rid of clutter and things that are holding me back. That's not healthy. You know what I mean? Those are things that are kind of holding me back. Love. Once again, I can have more love for others if I have love for myself and nurture my soil with self-love and, focus on like really nurturing that soil with self-love and care and make sure that ground is really tended to. I want to travel. So back to like holding on to things, I need to let things go. If I want to be light on my feet, I have to let things go so that I can be able to move when it's time to move.
Yes.
And then I want peace. So that means coming back to mindfulness and protecting my peace. In what ways am I not protecting my peace? And where am I letting leakage come in from outside sources that are affecting my peace? And being more mindful of tending those critters that can get in there and, kind of mess with things, like things manipulating energy to disturb my peace, and being aware of what those things are or what tools are being used to take away from my peace. So all of that's basis of the soil, and these are based on the seeds that we're planting. We're planting peace, travel, love, powerful protection, healthy connections, and growth mindset. And I noticed a lot of things that are holding me back are interconnected. They all kind of play off with each other. So, nurturing that soil is what's really going to help things take root and take growth. Now, as we go up, we have this tree, and this is our tree of life that we're creating. So what are the base things that, we need in our root, at our root chakra? What are our basic needs and necessities? Kind of focus on that while you're coloring that in. Your basic needs, like you're secure, you're safe, you're grounded, you're rooted. Then we kind of move up into the sacral, and that's going to be your confidence. You know, you want to be confident and sure about things, and speak your truth with, you know, straightforward, being able to speak what you mean, speak clearly, and speak mindfully, and speak clearly, and getting your point across. So being courageous and creative, and unlocking those creative areas of yourself. So that's where you can focus in while you're coloring the orange. What new activities do you want to take in that'll help secure that creativity, or support you being sure and confident? Then you move into your solar plexus, and that's also like very much your confidence area as well. Like this is where your soul center is located. So what can you do to make sure that you're shining at your fullest potential, at your full light? Then move into your heart chakra. What do you need to nurture yourself in your heart? What isn't going to open your heart space? You know, what can you clear out? Not what can you clear out, but what can you focus on that making your heart space bigger? And I think that self-care is a lot of that. Self-care definitely helps you love yourself more, be more compassionate for yourself and compassionate for others. Then the blue space is for your throat chakra. So where are you speaking this truth? You have the confidence to speak it. Now what are you speaking? Is it coming out in true fashion? Is it true what you're speaking? Is it really what you stand for? And speaking, like, you know, letting spirit come through you and speak through you clearly. You letting you be that vessel for spirit. We can connect that back up to the top, but you know, being at clean the vessel. I feel like we are paint. We are whatever medium that source wants to use to create a masterpiece. We are that, you know, we are those tools. We're the paint, we're the music note, we're the seeds that turn into beautiful flowers. We're all these things. We're all these different mediums that spirit uses to create this grand masterpiece of everything. So like going like into intuition with your third eye, once again, being that clear vessel for spirit to talk to you and use you as a medium to, you know, just be an expression of spirit. And then you have your crown chakra, letting all those things come in, like letting your intuitions come through clearly. So it's all interconnected. Like I said, we're all medium of what spirit wants to use us for. And then you get to the top of the canopy. This is like your fruits of your labor, all this stuff that you've put in, all this love and compassion and caring, creativity, and all these things. Bring your top, your fruits, your leaves, your flowers. What is it that you're producing? You started down here from all these seeds, feeding it with love and courage and truth and spirit and all those things to get the fruits that you want to become and being and embodying all of that. So you can kind of use this journal to like help illustrate things along the way, because I find sometimes it's difficult using words to express what our feelings, you know, feelings are tricky sometimes. So I feel like this is a good exercise to help. You don't have to just use it for the new moon. You can use it anytime, but it's really good for this time for being clear about the foundation you want to set. What do you want to grow, and what are you growing into, and what are you becoming? And it's a good way to be mindful of that and kind of create your own personal tree of life. So it can be a reminder, the tree of life can be a reminder of how far you've come, and you know, bringing these things to life. If you nurture yourself and love yourself and feed these things into yourself, what can grow from that?
Yes.
That's awesome. I love that. Did you make that? That's so nice.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Very cool.
she brought the artistic side into journaling, right, and makes it so much easier for us. I really love that. I love how you did that, Kat.
Thank you. So feel
Yeah.
free if you want to make your own, you can make your own, like kind of how I did here. Or you can, if you're not that artsy, you can use the coloring page, and there is like the chakra
I think
guide.
revolutionary.
It is.
Or you can, if you're not that.
Yeah, revolutionary for sure.
I think it's beautiful when we can find our natural talents and find that sweet spot of like how it all interconnects and like being able to share that. And I hope that it serves people well. I hope that they find joy in it and can use it.
Yeah. While you were talking, something came up to me and it made me think of everybody having like what they're strong at. Mind you, we all like to keep all of our chakras balanced, but like all of our destinies usually like are focused on like a chakra or a couple of chakras, as like a whole, as a society, as our puzzle pieces. And I think that's really cool. And like, human design touches on that as well. But it just made me like see that as you're talking.
Like all those energy centers need to be fed, they interconnect, they all interconnect with each other. And that's what helps like bring things from the root all the way up. And like I said, being a medium for spirit, like being in the paint, being the music note, and letting spirit use you and come through to you. So you can bring those manifestations, because spirit wants you to manifest these things, or it wouldn't put those things into your heart. It wouldn't give you these great, wonderful things out. They wouldn't give you the ideas. They brought you the idea to begin with. So it's just finding where you can find in the flow with that, and just work with natural order of things.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. And right now is a good time to definitely look about like what is growing inside, what is silently moving underneath the surface. We did this beautiful obsidian reflection, like what's moving underneath the surface, what's ready to come out, what are the feelings, what sensations are moving through your body. I keep feeling like something big is on the brink. I can feel it in my bones, I feel it in my body, I know something is happening. So like kind of take note of it and keep an eye, write it down, or like just be observant. What ideas or desires that keep coming back to you. Like I said, spirit would not put these ideas in our heart if they didn't want us to manifest them. If spirit didn't want us to bring these things to fruition, they wouldn't put it in us. They wouldn't put the ideas in us, or the inspiration. Part 2 is what would help back to nurturing that soil. What would really support this growth? What routines can we take on? What boundaries? With self-care? What can keep us grounded while we're waiting for our new self, our higher self, to catch up with our physical body? That this download of who we want to manifest. What is going to support us in the meantime, so we have that steady flow already ready, so when everything snaps into place, we can just run right, like we never missed a beat. We never missed a beat at all. And then 3 is, what are you building for your future self? So kind of how we went back, we got our younger version of ourselves from the past, and we went and got our future self. We got to take a glimpse of that future self. Like, who am I doing all this for? Is that the person I'm doing this for? Bringing that into connection with the now. And focus on small steps. Like, take this in baby steps. It doesn't have to be everything all at once, but taking some steps is better than taking no steps at all. What can be steady? What can you really do and like commit yourself to, that you're not going to feel like you're overbearing yourself? Because I know that I tend to take off more than I can chew. I think Sarah, you were talking about that as well, like how we kind of bound ourselves down by these things. Are these things really that are helping us grow into the person that we're becoming? Is it really what we need? That song Bag Lady comes to mind by Erykah Badu. Bag lady, you gonna miss your bus. Carrying them bags like that. Yeah, nobody can help you because you got too much stuff. You gotta like, and I feel that so much right now. Like letting go of the things, like, you know? So very much
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a perfect way to end this podcast tonight. It's great. I love that message. It's great. Good, just to think about, right?
Yeah, good reflection.
Yeah.
Just the small baby steps it seems like it's impossible, but it's not. It's tangible, Like I said, spirit wouldn't plant these seeds in our heart if they weren't tangible. And there's usually one small thing that you can start with that is already putting you in alignment with that person that we went and grabbed from the future,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
And that's what I gotta say about that.
I think we
Life
have
is like a
one.
box of chocolates.
You never know what you're gonna get. Never.
Unless you pick them out ahead of time and then you get incarnated and then you like open them up and like, oh, that's what I chose.
I just like take a little nibble out of all of them.
Right?
Sarah, I know you have an awesome bonfire out there that you're ready to get to.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna pull us one, just to kind of close out. Thank you all who's been hanging out and commenting and everything.
Yeah, we have.
Yes,
people
thank
with
you.
us. Much love, you guys.
I love that
see
word scramble. That's cool.
power words for the new moon. And these words are like, you pick these words and they're going to help you embody that. It's an embodiment. These words are like the keys to you stepping into that new you that you're downloading, what you're building this for. These are like the keys to your elevation. So find what words resonate with you and kind of sit with them. I like to build affirmations off of these words out of these word searches. So commitment is one of the first ones that stick out to me. And I'm making a commitment to a healthier and happier me. You kind of start like with that. Do you see a word, Sarah?
I'm going to get really close to the camera here. Hope you don't mind.
That's crazy. Commitment came to me as well.
Let's see here. Perseverance.
Ooh.
That's the first thing I saw. Integrity and endurance. Those are the first three I saw.
Nice.
Those are powerful.
So I'm guessing you guys were looking at something. I am vertically set up on my phone, so I don't think I can see it. I didn't know anybody was presenting all night. I've just been seeing us. Nice. Y'all are gonna like these cards that came out. Two
Nice.
actually came out. But I'm gonna do the summary of them.
Perseverance, responsibility, and authority. Those are powerful.
Mm-hmm.
All
What
right,
you
so
got for us, Ally?
number 35, Pearl of Sorrow. Check her out.
Wow.
You see the pearl? You know the pearls are created inside of the clam under pressure.
Mm.
Very yin yang too. I get yin yang energy from that and creation. It's gorgeous.
Taking responsibility for your experiences empowers you. You are going to resolve an issue through spiritual inspiration and higher guidance. You will rise up in full connection to your spirit and access a wealth of divine treasure. That which has brought darkness into your world shall submit to the light and be transformed. Have courage and commitment to your awakening, for you are a precious being and can go far on the spiritual path this lifetime. This is a Tibetan word meaning to arise or manifest and shine with radiant spiritual light. Sharo is the outcome of alchemy. It is the manifestation of the pearl beyond price, created in the depths of the ocean, hidden away in a clamshell away from prying eyes. This pearl symbolizes a beautiful blessing of unexpected grace. It began when an irritant caused the formation of a luminescent coating. The healing response to that initial intrusion resulted in an organic creation of inestimable beauty, value, and uniqueness, so this pearl can be a sacred catalyst. It says, to arise spiritually, manifesting one's own priceless soul pearl, we are required to respond to an initially unwanted situation in such a way that our soul light and power is increased as a result. This soul alchemy evokes the inner pearl of radiant being. Such spiritual wisdom cannot be bought or sold, controlled nor exploited. It is perfect, nourishing grace, always free and always radiant with light. It is the inspirational triumph of creativity and healing. And then it goes into talking about the inner healing of self-transformation. We take that which appears negative and utilize it to increase our goodness. However, we need to take care not to attribute the negativities to the divine will. They're actually caused by humans. Human beings have free will. Without it, there would be no growth, only a following of rules. For the soul, life is something like a multi-dimensional art class. It is allowed to create with absolute freedom, with the understanding that it will be responsible for its creations. That opens the path for truly beautiful and blessed offerings to the collective. It also opens the path to expressions of free will that will create suffering. Whether our choices create liberation or enslavement to pain is the responsibility of the human beings. This body has been given to us that we may learn and grow spiritually. We are all in that process verifying our capacities and awareness, but ultimately progressing together. If some members of our human family are in such pain, they can only create further pain. That is their choice. As a group, we work together to heal the causes of that pain, to free them and the rest of us from such a tragic use of free will. When rare and precious members of our human family develop such luminous awareness that exuding light, they called us into a greater peace and happiness. Then those of us who are able to receive and share what they offer, do so for the benefit of all. From a deeply pained place of confusion, some souls cry in anger towards God, the divine, wondering why there is disease and suffering and cruelty. We need to understand the difference between taking an ego-created situation and working with it so that it can become divine, and believing that the ego created the situation was divine to begin with. So it's saying, like, knowing that we are the creators here, we create our reality based on how we feel about things, and not to blame the divine, because the divine created us. Spirit does not wish you or any creature to become sick or to suffer. In its infinite resourcefulness and love, with full respect for your free will, which enables you to grow according to your own pace and purpose, Spirit will provide path after path of healing resolution. It is up to us when or if we answer that call. This oracle has emerged in your reading because you have the capacity to become a light bearer. Safeguard your energy, yet trust that the light within is strong enough to see you through any struggle and eventually transform it into a precious pearl of sacred empowerment. You have wisdom in your divinely alchemical heart. You shall arise with dignity. Wow. I was going to stop at the summary, but I kept hearing, don't stop, just finish it out. That was very worth it. Wow. And then also 22. I'm not really sure how to pronounce this. So guys, if y'all recognize this phrase, please let me know.
Wow, she's gorgeous.
A way through the struggle has already been created for you, and you're being led onto that path. Your authentic soul path may include recognition and acclaim, notable success, and admiration. Be grateful, but do not be dazzled or distracted by such experiences. Focus on what connects you to your heart and grounds you in the simplicity of spiritual truth, which is the practice of love, kindness, and peace. This will allow for success, progress in the material world without disturbing the sanctity of your soul.
That's cool.
And then it tells the story of this phrase. Oh, I'm going to read this part. It pretty much says most of everything that 35 says, speaking on dwelling in energies, and what could happen if you allow yourself to dwell in energies. You will be locked in suffering and confusion. And then it goes on to say, as a human being, you're able to use your free will as you choose. You can focus on the negative and distance yourself from the light, refuse to trust and insist you always know best. You can choose to feel unappreciated, betrayed, or afraid when life does its unpredictable dance. Spirit will love you and seek to help you even when you use your free will in such a way. At any time, you can choose enough of that misery and open your heart to connect with the higher creative and healing intelligence of the light. No matter how much our wounded minds or broken hearts may believe a situation cannot be healed, this oracle is always there. It reminds us that whether we can see it or not, there is a spiritual path through all troubles. That path can be so beautiful that we become profoundly grateful for the struggle which caused us to grow, even if we never wish to repeat the experience. Acknowledgement is the beginning of healing. Guys, if y'all know me, I always say step one is knowing. I love that this is in here. Acknowledgement is the beginning of healing. If something isn't quite right, be kind and wise enough to admit it. Then seek out the genuine light, which will evoke peace in your heart. Have the courage and trust to let go of approaches that will no longer lead you anywhere worth going. As you open yourself to what is, even the unexpectedly difficult twist of fate, you will become ever closer to the radiant grace and luminous clarity, which is reassuring you, healing you, and guiding you, and loving you.
That's cool.
If that's not a summary of tonight's podcast, I don't know what is.
Yeah, it's all
That's what
interconnected
I'm
so
saying.
beautifully
Like,
and divinely
literally,
intertwined.
literally,
Wow.
like, from the
Mic
start
drop.
of my Egyptian stuff, it was just like relating 100%.
This one sentence is standing out to me. Receptivity is the key to unlocking this white light of magic of the spirit. Receptivity is the key
So
to
being
unlocking.
prepared to receive.
Yeah.
Be allowing yourself to receive, you know? Ooh.
Wow.
If anybody's wondering, this is White Light Oracle by Elena Fairchild. I love this oracle. I love Elena
she's
Fairchild.
great.
They're like statues, but like, oh, they're so gorgeous. I really love that pearl. It was given like yin and yang energy and just like how everything just connected, you know? Because the seed and a pearl are kind of like this like same kind of concepts. And it goes back to like us being a seed or a shell within itself and being in this vessel.
Yeah, and do you know how pearls are created? A grain of sand gets inside of a clam and it rubs it and rubs it and rubs it and rubs it until it becomes a soft, polished pearl. Just from irritation. It was irritated by the one little grain of sand and it coated it until it became something beautiful.
That's like our traumas. Even though our traumas have hurt us, a lot of our divine gifts come from those traumas. And it's finding the beauty. It said that finding the beauty and even the pain and the things that hurt you, still finding that the beauty of it all, like thanking it for what it did offer, you know, what it did bring us through.
Yes, indeed. Wow.
Not just ancestral trauma, but ancestral gifts.
Right, because it turns into gifts. And then also reminding that like we remembering that
time.
we are all the creators, like based on our emotions. Like most of us act from emotions. So when we rewrite our emotions into more balanced thinking, like balancing our chakras, balancing the way we think, balancing the way we react to emotions, we're going to recreate this new earth just by feeling through it, right? That is the great part of life, because you know, when we are in spirit form, we don't feel on the same level that you feel in this human body, you know? So that's one of our great gifts of being down here.
Very interesting technology, these human bodies.
Yeah, and we created those too.
Yeah,
That's how complex and smart our
that's right.
creation is. Wow, thank you guys for being here. I really love these events, and we have the full moon in 2 weeks. Then right after that, the new moon is in Aquarius on a Master 11 day, and it's going to be a solar eclipse that day. So that's in
also
a
my
month.
birthday.
What's
I
that?
feel like, what? So
Right.
divinely aligned.
Yeah. So next one, we were
Dang.
talking about getting everything together for the activities for the full moon, but that new moon one, I hope everybody who's here marks your calendar as soon as the event gets posted, and y'all join us for that one, because we're gonna have a lot of good things for you guys as we harness all of that energy. I hope we're able to do it the day of. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. If not, we're gonna prepare y'all for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. I'm getting ready to head off of here. This has been amazing.
Beautiful
Thank
space.
you.
Thank you guys so much for sharing this space with us. Oh wait, with us.
Yeah, thank you,
And
everybody.
everyone else.
Hold on. Wait, I'm discombobulated. What is wrong with my fingers? Why am I not doing this? Oh, because I'm doing that.
Are you throwing up gang signs, Ally?
No,
Hit
I'm
the
not.
QR
I
code.
don't know any gangs.
Hit the QR code in the corner to access
Cosmic
our community
connection.
page.
And I
Love
think we're
you.
gonna
I
have.
know you're not throwing up no gang signs.
Oh wow!
Oh snap!
Yes,
Antonio's a
That's
Master
awesome.
11 Aquarius.
Yeah. Fun fact: the 3 ladies here were Master 11s, and Marcus
Wow.
is a Master 33.
I'm an 11 Aquarius.
Yep.
Yo, talk about a mic drop on top of a
Right.
mic drop.
11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11.
Yes,
Dang.
and actually a minute ago I looked up from that last reading, and on my time it did say 11:11 just a few minutes ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alignment, man. Alignment.
So for anybody
Yeah,
who's hanging out in the
12
chat, I
here.
think we'll have a closing video after this, right, Marcus? Just to tell you guys about the Sacred Light Kingdom. So if you guys who are watching wanted to like catch that last clip, it should be coming up after we hop off.
Everyone have a
Oh, I'm
blissful
tired.
evening. Rest
You too.
well.
I guess I will play that.
Oh, I mean, I do apologize. I just know like for all of them, it always have one, and sometimes like people leave a few minutes before that. So I just want to like everybody know this time. I'm sorry. The one time, right?
Oh yeah, no problem. I was gonna play actually a retreat promo.
This is that moment where I do this, Kat.
Maybe next time though. But you guys can check out the QR code. The QR code is directly to our Sacred Kingdom link page. And you guys can access all of our websites, all of our services. You guys can book with us. You guys can buy crystals with Ally. And it's also right down below in the ticker too. And it's also down below in the description as well. So you got 3 different ways to access our community link page at any time. And you guys can reach out.
Yes. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Happy new moon.
Happy
Magical
new
moon.
manifestations, people.
All right, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
One love.
This spring equinox retreat will activate your inner mastery like nothing you've experienced before. I'm talking about the very first Ascended Masters Spring Equinox Retreat, happening March 20th through 22nd in the mystical forests of Lake Hope, Ohio. Marcus Christolight of Sacred Light, along with his Queen Rhonda and the Sacred Phoenix Sisterhood sisters Priestess Jessie and Kat, are opening a sacred gateway for just 3 transformative days. Picture this: cozy cabins nestled in Zaleski State Forest, plant-based brunches and dinners, and ceremonies that will awaken every cell in your being. We're talking cacao ceremonies for heart expansion, ecstatic dance to liberate your body, sound baths for vibrational alignment, and water ceremonies at Lake Hope itself, all infused with the wisdom of Kuan Yin, Mary Magdalene, Shiva Shakti, and the Violet Flame. This isn't just another retreat. It's your chance to align with spring equinox energy, activate higher guidance, and connect with a sacred community of light bearers. Spots are extremely limited for this intimate, high-frequency gathering. Visit the Jotform link in the description to reserve your space or contact Marcus directly. Step into the season of rebirth with intention, devotion, and divine support.